learned a lot from my husband, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Brian.
Don't add my name.
I should know your name. How would they know your name? You've
The
learned a lot from him, and if you want to
which one is
learn
from
more
him? What's from him? My
from my
husband. Uh-huh.
husband,
Put it like that. There are some jobs that you're not limited by your environment, but there's no job on earth that your environment does not matter. The idea of working for someone was not my thing, but I just needed to do something, and I didn't look inward until I met my wife. We've been friends. I started talking to people about it. I started doing shameless marketing, which is a very, very important tool in your development as an entrepreneur.
in one of your recent video, you made mention that you were once ashamed of your job.
Job, yes.
Yeah, can you throw more light on that?
That was when I met you now.
The people you have in your life can either make or
Yes,
marry
it
you.
is.
Hi guys.
You started video.
Yes,
Not the record.
yes. So in today's video, I have a guest. We have a guest in today's video, and like I promised you guys, I keep to my promises. Our guest today is no other person than my husband. Why are you clapping like that? Okay, introduce yourself. You're my guest. So, can you please introduce yourself to my race stars? They're seeing you for the first time on this channel. Yes, they've seen vlogs about you. That was our wedding vlogs. If you haven't seen our wedding vlog, then you need to check it out. But for today, he's on official duty. So be official. Now introduce yourself to
Am I supposed to say race stars?
yes.
Hello, race stars. My name is Alhaji Brian Barilingene. And yes, my wife. I'm happy to be here. If you see my face for the first time, that's my name. Thank you very much for all the jobs you've been doing. I've been hearing a lot about you guys. You've been doing very well. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
You're
And I'm very,
welcome.
very excited.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But you're not just my husband alone. There are more to you now. Tell us the other aspect of you that
I should
they don't
introduce
know of.
myself your husband now. What else?
That was I didn't say
Am
you
I
should
supposed to tell them
introduce
what I
yourself.
do?
Yes, you're a guest on this channel. I already promised them that I'll be bringing in
So I
some
should
persons
I
to
should
talk to them.
reintroduce myself.
Yes, reintroduce yourself. We now know you as our husband. My husband.
Hello, Restars. My name
Mhm.
is Alhaji Brian Barilenyene. This is my husband, no, my wife. I'm happy and excited to be here. I've heard a lot about you guys. You're amazing. The job you've been doing here. But the push, the comment, the subscription, telling people about us, about my wife. I'm excited. Okay, I'm an interior designer, a professional interior designer, an educationist. Okay, I'm a farmer. I have my own personal channel, but I've been very, very inconsistent. Don't blame me for that. I have a brand called Gap Design Paint. I produce paint, any kind of paint you can think of. That's what I do for a living. And I'm excited to be here again. I coach people as well. I train people in the field of interior and exterior decoration. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so that's perfect. I told you guys that I'm going to be bringing some persons that will be talking more about starting, scaling, and monetizing your skill and knowledge. And he happens to be in the perfect position to talk to us. And I decided to start with him, my husband. So I know you're not prepared for this.
Impromptu.
I know you've been asking me what are we going to talk about. I said it's something that you don't even need to overthink since that is what you do. So my community is about those that are about to start up a business or those that want to scale their business and also those that want to monetize their knowledge. So you've been into painting for a while that I know, and you've been doing a perfect job. Like guys, look at his design, and the paints used in designing all of these are being produced and applied by his company, and he has been into this business for a while. So can you share with us what actually motivated you to go into painting, knowing fully well that you are a graduate of
Political
political
science.
science?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why didn't you go into politics, take 9 to 5? Why did you decide to build your brand, Gap Design Paints?
I started in my school days. I did politics in my school day. I tested politics, and it's not something I actually admire very well because it's still politics is still like 9 to 5, right? You have to serve someone. You have to go by the rules of the person. You have to always report information and make more enemies. I'm talking about Nigerian settings. I'm not talking about a country that has attained 99 democracy. So I tested politics. I was a unionist in my days in school. I bought one of the things that pushed me into becoming an entrepreneur was because I am this kind of person. I'm a very, very inquisitive kind of person. I like to work for my money, right? That's my kind of person. So I don't like begging. I got into painting, I think 2011, if I'm not making mistake. Though all for a long period of time, I did it as just a means of surviving, getting extra money for myself until I saw that there is more to painting interior decoration than what I was doing. So I got back from school. It was also a strike that lasted for almost a year. So during my time at home, I was tired of watching movie. I'm very hairy, as you can see. So I was tired of asking my siblings, my sisters, elder cousins for money. So I decided to say, okay, let me do something. I started with marine painting. I contacted my elder sister that the husband was into marine painting. So that was how I got into painting because I needed to raise money for myself. I just decided to go into it because I love to be independent. I love to make my money. And when I made my money, when I made my first pay out of painting, I tasted it. It was awesome. So I went into becoming an entrepreneur because I wanted to be independent. I've worked for someone before when I finished my secondary school, and I've also tested working for myself. And working for myself was the best I could pick out of the two because I have my time, I have a lot of things I can do with it. And today, Gap Design Paint is a brand, a very big brand in Port Harcourt, and we are expanding to Nigeria.
We are
Thank you very much.
expanding outside Nigeria.
Okay, we're going to expand.
Outside Nigeria.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. You have a contract
We're
outside there.
going global.
You are going
Wow, that's
glo-
amazing. That's amazing. So Brian is also a content creator.
Yes, I am.
Yes, he's also a content creator. In one of your recent video, he's active on TikTok and Facebook. That's his major platform, but
Very
he's
active.
also on Instagram and YouTube.
Mm.
TikTok. In one of your recent video, you made mention that you were once ashamed of your job.
Job, yes.
Yeah, can you throw more light on that?
That was when I met you now. I was once ashamed of my job. Graduating from University of Port Harcourt, I am a very, very social person. I met people. Let me leave the fact that I met people. Let me leave the friends that I made in school. So after graduation, I saw some of my coursemate, they traveled out. So many of them they were driving cars within a short period of time. Some served before me, and it was like as if they were having a better life than I was a student. So after my service, I came back to Port Harcourt. I got an apartment for myself, a very small one with nothing inside. Right. So because I was ashamed of posting my job online. It was like, what would people think of me? Me, a graduate,
Graduate.
just a painter. Ah, and I was like, why? Why? Okay, I don't need to talk about it. I was still going out, but that was what I was eating by, right? The only thing that brought food to my table, like a comfortable meal I can afford, my lifestyle then, was just my job. But the point is, I was ashamed of telling people about it until one day I decided to, right, okay, I was in a relationship, the part that does not really relate to this. And my partner then her name is Rachael. Yes, that's her name. Not this one, no. Not this short one. Yes. So she was always telling me I was going to I'll get a job. And me, myself, I didn't want to work for anybody. The idea of working for someone was not my thing. But I just needed to do something. And I didn't look inward until I met my wife. We've been friends and we got reconnected again. And she was like, oh, I can do better with this. and I met another friend. Shout out to Ibere Odunzi Collins. God bless you wherever you are. So we became friends from football. He came to my house. He was like, "What do you even do, Seb?" I showed him. The guy was so angry right that day. He was like, "This thing you do pay more than what I do. You're a big boy. Why are you not talking about it? I didn't get to know about this before I met you. You know, we've been playing football together, and I don't know that this is what you do. And this thing is very, like, my jobs are very, very expensive. They don't come easily. You understand? There are things that, like my kind of decorative aspect of my job. So when he saw it, he talked me into knowing that I have something very, very big that I was neglecting. I didn't talk about it online. I didn't talk about it on any of my platform. I was just there. In fact, when I see people post about their job, I felt like they were just being, they wanted to show themselves online. So that was how these two persons came into my life and brought out the real me. So I started talking about my job. Apart from not being consistent, posting about my job online, I started talking to people about it. I started doing shameless marketing, which is a very, very important tool in your development as an entrepreneur. In fact, one of the guys I talked to that I got one of the biggest contracts that I've ever handled, it's something, I just met him. I told me reluctantly, I did adverts, showed him my sample. And in December 2022, he called me. And that was how the story of Gav has changed to what it is now and where we are going to. He called me for a twin duplex from the screening, the wall correction. We did treatment there, we did wall correction, and a whole lot of stuff. That was how we were able to, God catapulted us from that phase we were, that phase of being ashamed of our job, to where we are now. We are not where we want to be, actually. We have not been gotten to 40% of where we want to go to. That's but right. The fact that I've been able to come out of my shelf to tell people about my job. Anywhere you call me now, you can call me a penta, call me anything you want to call me. No matter how it seems like you want to reduce me, I don't care. The most important thing is I'm proud of my job and I'm making a living out of it. And thank you.
Oh, that's really nice. So if I've picked some things from what you just said from this section, the people you have in your life can either make or
Yes,
marry
it
you.
is. It is a very, very important tool.
Yeah. So you guys have to look out for those in your circle.
Yeah.
Don't just get crowded with people that are not uplifting you, people that are not adding any value to you nor your brand. And secondly, talking about your business, carrying your business on your head like gala, like the way they say it, he was vocal about it, not minding what people will say. Some of you will have your business and you don't even want to say it because of what your friends will say or do. At this point, if you want growth, you have to start talking about your business. You have to carry your business on your head shamelessly wherever you are. Like he said, wherever he finds himself, he just talk about his business, and he has gotten contracts just by reluctantly talking about the business. In fact, and I've learned that from you.
Yes, yes. The current job we are doing right now, we are doing a POP for a two-story building, duplex, right? How did we get that job? I and my wife, we went for content creation. I got a job somewhere. We were almost done. So we needed to create content about the place to show people that this is what Gap Design Paints. On our way coming back, I saw the building. I've been seeing that particular building, but going there has been a problem. It's been procrastination upon procrastination. So that day, getting married to a short woman is not easy. They are always very problematic. So
is it me?
No, it's who I'm married to. I'm talking about now. And there was a little bit of an argument. So when we got there, I told her I needed to stop. I alighted from where we were, and I needed to go and see the person, the client, like this. So the person, I didn't even have an idea, but I saw a vehicle there that this owner of this building must be around with these cars parked here. Owner. So that was how I got into the place. I talked about my job, and today we're on that job. I was not the only person competing for the job. In fact, the good testimony about it, in fact, this man he told me yesterday, he repeated himself like this, like the third time he's telling me that there was another woman that was still bidding for the job. The woman wanted to supply the material even before she was mobilized. But because of how I presented myself. It's another phase we're going to talk about what you need to look out for before you start your entrepreneurship journey.
You have that video on your YouTube
Yes,
channel, right?
yes, yes.
Yes. So I will drop the
So
link.
now what is there is I had to talk about it. I made the person advertise myself. I told him what I can offer, and boom, that's how we got the contract. In fact, that's where I'm even going to after this video. My
Okay.
wife had to sit me down. I was already at the door. She said, "Let's just do this video right now." So that's why I said this was an impromptu.
Yeah.
It's a way of the highest thing that can happen to you when you talk about your job is either they give you the job or they don't give you. Even if they want to mock you, they mock you behind you, not in your face. Even if they mock it in your face, mock you in your face, is a motivation
To do more. That's true. You're giving us back to back points here, and I
Yes.
really love it. Please, if you're enjoying this conversation, do well to drop a comment. Let us know what
Drop
you
it.
think about it. And if you have any question for Mr. Gap, Mr. Brian, or any question
Say
at
my
all,
husband, which one is Mr. Brian?
if you have any question for my husband as regard what we are
That's what you
saying
should say
or
now. Which
any
one is
other thing,
Mr. Brian?
you should go ahead and drop in the comments because I will always drag you to come and answer you
Yes,
guys.
yes.
All right, so there are just two things I still want to talk about before I allow you to go to work. One is, has social media in any way scale up your business? Okay, you said you use social media but not fully active, but has it in any way play a vital role in your growth, in your business growth?
Yes, yes, it does. One thing about life is that anything you've not been doing and you
Yeah.
start doing, the only way you should not expect an immediate result. There are people that start it and they get result immediately, right?
Yeah.
And there are people that do it and it takes years.
Yes.
But the most important thing is your level of consistency. Yes, I've had inquiries. I've had people call me for jobs. I've had people say this and this and that. But the most important thing is that people have come to meet me for it. Yes, that's it. At least people now know that this is what I do.
Yeah.
You understand? In fact, the last video I posted before I started posting, I posted a video last month, early last month. I was like, "Ah," the good thing, there's one thing that social media, especially on Facebook,
Yeah.
when you post about your job, not everybody appreciates it.
That's
Some
true.
of them see it and skip it, but you're not doing it for those people.
Yes.
Those people are mostly people that are close to you, people that know you very well. They will not appreciate your job, right? They are not your target audience.
That's true.
You understand? So for me, let me go back to the question you asked. I am happy I am talking about my job because there are places I'm drawing my inspiration from. There are people that are creating content about their job, people I'm way better than.
Yes.
And they are, you see, their base, their fan base, their followers are getting increased every day. And somehow, if it doesn't pay off today, it will pay off tomorrow.
That's true.
Everything I'm doing now is something I would have done years ago. So for me to have started now, I will not expect an immediate result. I'm waiting that one day, I know definitely it might not be this year, but next year I'll get contracts from there. That is the most important thing. So it's not about me getting an immediate result. No. But I'm getting inquiries. People are coming to my DM. They're asking me, I need this, I need that. Some of them will be like, your jobs looks very expensive. Do you think I can afford you?
That's where you get into conversation with
That's why,
them.
yes.
And
But the
you
most
answer
important
them.
thing is that you're coming to ask.
Yes.
So one day, one person will still ask and still remain there.
That's true.
Not everybody will ask and go away. So I am not moved by the fact that I've not gotten a major job courtesy of social media. Because me, myself, I need to ask myself a question. Am I even consistent in terms of posting my job? No, my consistent level is like 40 or 30%. So I need to do up to like 70 before I'll start seeing that. But the little encouragement and response I'm getting from people, the little people that still want to believe in me, I am okay with it because I know one thing about Facebook is this familiarity. People know you. Most of the people are your village people. They're from your community. They're from your kindred. When you post about their job, they don't even want to.
Yeah.
There's a way there's this narrative they have about you, and they don't even support you the way they're supposed to support you. So it has helped my job. Social media is where else? I can't go to the radio station and talk about my job. So Facebook is a free platform. Instagram is a free platform. What you need is your data and rest.
Yeah. So that is it. social media have played a vital role. And there's something that he said that really interests me. Yes, some of you, when we talk about on this channel, when I talk about take your business to do social media marketing for your brands, your business, some of you will be like, I tried it last week and I didn't get any sales. There is a place of awareness and there's a place of consistency. When you start, you don't expect immediate results. It's not a get rich quick scheme. So you have to understand that and keep creating until you see results. Even after seeing results, don't just stop. Keep pushing until you get what you want and more. All right, so before you go,
Hmm?
the last one before you go,
Hmm.
please, what is, I know you've said a lot and we've gotten a lot, but what is the one advice you can give to someone that is about to start up a business, learn a skill, and we are supposed to talk about monetization, but
Hmm.
let's see
Hmm.
how this video turns out. If they
Hmm.
watch and
Hmm.
drop
Hmm.
comments, then we'll bring you back to talk
I hope
about
you are not confusing
monetization.
them with money. When you talk about monetization, most Nigerians narrow it down to
YouTube.
social media or YouTube
No, no, no,
monetization.
no, 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 not that, not that,
Okay, okay,
not that.
okay, okay.
So, what's that one advice you can give to someone that is about starting up, or someone that is already in business that wants to give up?
There are things you should look out for before you start any business of you want to do.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mhm.
And then, first, my first advice is consistency is better than perfection.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's
I am
bomb.
very, very perfect with painting, color selection, contraction, screening, POP, interior decoration. But I know people that are on the social media space that are more consistent than I am. They are getting more bigger jobs than I am because they are consistent, not that they are perfect in that field. You
Yeah.
understand? So consistency is perfect, is better than perfection.
Perfection.
Because someone can be perfect in his field and decide not to do anything about it, but someone that is even imperfect will keep pushing, becoming consistent, going to scout for jobs and all that. That's number one. Number two, before you choose anything you want to do as a career path, if you want to choose go into entrepreneurship, you're a bid maker, you want to become a graphic designer, especially there are some jobs that you're not limited by your environment, but there's no job on earth that your environment does not matter. It does. Because if you're a graphic designer and you're in my village, you suffer epileptic power supply. There's no power in my village. So you will not compare yourself with someone that is living in Lekki that is enjoying at least 20 hours electricity power supply.
That's
So
true.
you will say environment is a very, very important factor. Right now, a painter, a professional painter in my village
So this is
will
what
be
you're saying, your
suffering.
village, your
No,
village.
no, I'm using an example, right?
Yeah, okay.
If you compare a bicycle repairer in my village and a professional interior designer, a bicycle repairer in my village will do better than a professional interior designer. The reason being that that's a major means of transportation in my village for people that are going to the farm. You understand?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you that you're a professional interior designer, nobody will need your service. Even if you're a painter, the only time you get called for your service is when they are doing burial. And maybe if you're a high taste, if you're a high quality designer, they will reduce you to using normal emulsion paints. That is very, very important. So there are things, environment is very, very important. Then now, another thing you have to look at is that skill you want to acquire or that skill you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the demands of it, right? There are some skills that are seasonal and there are some skills that are never, never seasonal. Like, for example, exterior decoration, I mean, event decoration is never seasonal. People are giving birth every day. People are doing child education. People are doing burial. People are doing wedding. So, environment, consistency, and also hmm, the in demand of the skill. That's what I just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
How the demands of it. So, and another thing you have to look at is there are some skills you can learn in the job benefits. It is called experiential learning. There are some skills you can learn, and while on the job, you will never go hungry. And there are some skills like for yourself, if you're learning how to do POP and screening, you
Yeah.
can never be hungry while doing that job, except you're working under a man that is extremely wicked. Yes. In all, if you're a skilled person or you've not yet gotten a skill for yourself,
Yeah.
even if you get the best of skill in the world, if you're not consistent and you cannot shamelessly market yourself, you'll go nowhere with it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's my time.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Mm,
so much
mm,
for this. I really
mm,
appreciate.
mm.
I'll bring you.
Why are you laughing?
What will why are
This
you doing
this
like
this
that?
is a professional
Professional.
official this thing.
All right, guys. So we have to stop here for today. You've learned a lot from my husband, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Brian. You've
Don't
learned.
add my name.
I should know your name. How would they know your name? You've
The
learned a lot from him, and if you want to
which one is
learn
from
more
him? What's from him? My
from my
husband. Uh-huh.
husband,
Put it like that.
you've learned a lot from my husband. And if you want to learn more, I'll also drop his business page, Gap Design Paint, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Also, his personal page too, Alaji Brian Barile, on all social media platforms. So, thank you so much for your time. If you have any question, do where to drop a comment and we will answer you. If you want us to talk about something more, also let us know in the comment section. For now, thank you, babe, for coming. You know what this
Thank
means?
you for camera. The mat.
For
Come on, get away.
Ricky James and Femi.
I'm not. Come on,